I'm not a teacher, I'm not a political commentator, and I'm not a very elegant gay man, but I'm married and I have kids, so I have some sort of insight into this. I'm going to talk even more briefly than that. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things: love and equality. Love because I am in love, and I remember when I first met Anna, it was love at first sight, and I remember the excitement and the wonder and the terror of it and the intoxication of it and how overwhelming it was. And I was so worried it wasn't going to work out. And I know from the experience of my own friends that gay people have exactly the same experience. They also feel that incredible encounter and incredible joy and wonder and excitement and the desire to have their relationship acknowledged and recognised by the friends and family, just the same as I did. I know that their experience is the same, and I really honour that. And I recognise that society probably should acknowledge this. But I really don't think marriage is the right tool for the job, because marriage does a very distinct and a very different job. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child says that kids have a right to know and be cared for, if at all possible, by their mother and father. Now, marriage exists because almost every culture in human history has recognised that the best way of protecting children is to do exactly that. It's to unite them with their mother and father and make some sort of effort, socially and culturally, to try and keep their mother and father's relationship together for their own benefit, but primarily because of this unique the benefit that they provide their children. So this is really the primary focus of marriage. Marriage is the only social institution that does this, the only social institution that actually explicitly unites children with their mother and father and tries to keep mum and dad together for the benefit of the kids. So there are other ways, I think, of dealing with gay love which are equal but different, and that's what I want to talk about also, for equally briefly, is equality. And this is something we hear an awful lot about. I remember when the Yes campaign first got going on this, they went to a very high-profile marketing specialist in England, and they were talking about how can we present this. And this guy said, well, we better not talk about marriage, because this is a bit too evocative. We can't talk about kids, because this gets into all sorts of problems. We'll talk about equality. And this is incredibly clever, because it raises something absolutely true straight away. We recognise this, we resonate with this. We know that, of course, we're all equal. We're equally to each other, equal before the law, and we must be treated equally as individuals. The difficulty is when you think that in order for things to be equal, they have to be exactly the same. And I think Breda mentioned the example of men and women. We're equal. Anna said there, we're absolutely not the same. We're different in so many ways. Not, I think, in what we do. It's not about men being astronauts and women being nurses. It's about who we are much more intrinsically in our maleness and in our femaleness. So where was I going to go from there? Yeah, we talk about equality. Our ideas of equality, social equality, are based on a principle of equality, a very ancient principle, actually. And the principle of equality says we should treat similar things in a similar way, but we can treat different things differently. What this means is, with regard to this marriage referendum, if we can identify meaningful and relevant differences between opposite sex and same-sex relationships, we can justly and completely rightly and in the best interest of society treat these relationships differently. Not unequally, but differently. If we can identify differences, we can treat them differently. Now, it seems to me almost self-evident that same-sex and opposite-sex relationships are different, and exactly with reference to marriage, because only a man and a woman can make a baby, and only a man and a woman can provide a baby with a mother and father, and uphold what the United Nations Convention identifies as a very primary right for these children. So I think these relationships may be equal. I don't know, like Pope Francis, who am I to judge it? Equality is, in a way, a very solid and robust concept. In other ways, it's very difficult to get hold of. So I don't know. But certainly, these relationships are different. So perhaps we can treat them differently. In fact, that's exactly what we do in our Irish society at the moment. We look at the sexual love of a man and woman. We say, what this does is it points towards babies. As Anna said, the love language of heterosexual love is sexual intercourse, which is where babies come from. So we can say, okay, with this relationship, it's essentially child-centred. It points towards children, so we're going to give it a child-centred institution, which we call marriage. On the other hand, same-sex relationships don't point towards marriage and towards babies in the same way, not because gay people can't be good parents, but because only a man and a woman can make a baby. So in the case of gay couples, we have an adult-focused institution that we call civil partnership. And actually, as far as adults are concerned, civil partnership and civil marriage are very, very similar. And in fact, as Paddy said, I think the ceremonies are almost identical right down to the I do's. So love, of course, gay people love. Of course, gay people can love each other. And this is a very beautiful thing, and I honour it greatly. But marriage is not the right way of honouring and recognising this love in society. Secondly, I think gay and straight relationships differ in this most fundamental way with reference to marriage, because only a man and a woman can have a baby. So, thank you.